welcome to episode 3 of Dungeons and Drop Stitches. We're so excited to join you guys again for another rollicking, exciting episode of the Dungeons and Dragons stream. I am Melissa, the Dungeon Master. My pronouns are she and her, and I am knitting on... What am I knitting on? My swatch from my Lewis tea. Because D&D is a great time for swatching. I don't get much knitting done during the stream anyway, so I'll get a few rows on my swatch done. I am Skananigans on Instagram and Ravelry, and you can join us on Instagram and Ravelry and Facebook and Patreon as Dungeons and Drop Stitches. We'd love to have you guys. Amanda, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Amanda. I play Yevelda, the half-orc barbarian. My pronouns are she and her. And I'm wearing my What the Fade shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I'm working on my swatch for the Druid Circle sweater.
Ooh, very, very fun. Steph, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Steph. I play Alya, who is a human monk. I am working on the Cavendish wrap by Dahlia and Bloom Designs I keep mispronouncing this, but it's Berroco Wooljewel, I think. Yep.
Great. Jen, can you introduce yourself?
Take myself off mute. Hi everyone. I'm Jen. You can find me at Ginger and Cotton on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm wearing today my Blur shawl, crochet shawl, a crochet fade shawl by Deanne Ramsey for At a Day Designs. So you can find her pattern on Ravelry. And I'm working on today because yesterday was actually the official cast on day for me. I got a head start on my Druid Circle, and I'm just starting the colour work, so it's very, very exciting. And I play Agna.
Awesome. Jenna, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I am Jenna. I play Wren, the half-elf sorcerer. My personal pronouns are she and her. You can find me at Jenna Renna on Instagram and Ravelry. And today I'm wearing my Senketsu shawl by Michael Fraser. He's a lot of really cool anime-inspired designs. And I am knitting on the collar of my Druid Circle sweater.
Woohoo! And Shanel, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Shanel. My pronouns are they, them, and theirs. I'm the designer of the Druid Circle. And you can find me as Piper Nell on Instagram, YouTube, Ravelry, everywhere on the internet, basically. And tonight I am not knitting on a Druid Circle because I already knit my sample and I don't really have time to knit a second one. But I am casting on a garment anyways. Casting on the Bolan tee and Quince Company Sparrow, the yarn for which I got at Fabergé when I was visiting Melissa and Jenna in Cincinnati. And I play Tavin, the elven cleric.
Awesome. Yeah, and I forgot to mention what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my What the Fade shawl. No. You're wearing a What the Fade shawl. I'm wearing a...
All the fades.
It's the 3-color fade shawl. I can never remember which one it is.
Free your fade.
Free your fade. Yes. Free 3. Okay. I will remember it now.
Also, you, Amanda and Jen are all like in a column on my screen, and you all are wearing fade shawls.
Nice. Very nice. All right. Yes. So today is the official kickoff. Well, today in this hemisphere is the official kickoff of the knit along for the Druid Circle. We are so excited to be knitting Chanel's gorgeous pattern, and you can join in with us. We have prizes. Let me grab the prizes from Sweet Sparrow Yarns we just received.
Uh-huh.
So we have some gorgeous skeins of merino cashmere nylon that you can stand to win if you join in on our knit along. So that's pretty great. And yeah, so keep an eye on that thread. We're going to be getting more prizes in, and we'll be sharing our progress on there too. So, all right. Are there any other announcements that we need to address before we get into tonight's episode?
I guess this is kind of a question I can throw at the chat or something, but we have been throwing around the idea of having some sort of knit night or like kind of workshop-y where I'm just there and people are working on a druid circle. So I guess we never like talked about a time for that, but we can just throw it out to the chat, see if this weekend works because I'm around. Or I might just open up a Google Hangouts and invite people to knit with me.
Right. I mean, I think that sounds like a great idea. We'll also keep an eye on chat to see what you guys think about that. And thank you, chat, for letting me know that my microphone is low. I am working on getting myself to have a little less background noise. So I'm working with my audio levels. So let me know if this is a good level for me. All right. So without further ado, oh wait, I do have another announcement. We have a new member of the adventuring party. It is my dice tray.
Ooh.
Here, I'll move this light. So it's a wormwood dice tray.
Wormwood Gaming.
Yeah. My brother got it for my fiance and I for a wedding gift.
That's so sweet.
So yeah. It is a really fun gift, and this way my rolls won't be so loud too, because it's leather lined. So nice. All right, so let's get into it. In the last episode, you interrogated the thug that you had captured to learn that he was hired by Jasper at the High Oak Inn in Icewind. You used all of your torture abilities to get this information out of him, and then sent him running away without his shoes and without most of his clothes and weapons to fend for himself, and missing a digit as well. You traveled to Icewind with a short stop at Marby Fiber Mill, where you met Agnes. You did not trust her, but nevertheless you stayed the night there. You left your fleeces to get processed there, and went on your way to the city of Icewind. When you arrived there, you went to Cora's Cabinet of Curiosities to get some magical items appraised to figure out what magical items you had received in previous adventures. And Alya ordered something special. After
I can't
that,
wait to get it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna take a while. It's not gonna take a while, actually. It'll just be a few days. But anyway, so then Tavin was eager to find a bathhouse, so he and Wren went to find the Crimson Oasis, which he discovered was a special bathhouse. Nevertheless, he stayed, enjoyed alone time, and Wren went back to meet the rest of the party at the Sour Broad, the tavern that was not the greatest, but was serviceable. At the Sour Broad, Agna was cornered by a tiefling who encouraged her to go to a suspicious meeting at the Crimson Oasis, and that is where we left off. So I believe all of you guys were going to stay at the Sour Broad for the evening. If that is still what you wish to do, we can go with that. But yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Was there a reason why we didn't want to go to Felicity's place? Because she has a pretty nice judge. If we judge by her cottage, this place is probably pretty nice.
Yeah, let's go there.
At least this place is just meh.
All right, so you arrived in Icewind around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I would say it's probably getting to be about 8 or 9 o'clock at this point in the day. So you finish up your drinks, you finish up your food at the Sour Broad, and you set out on the road following Felicity's instructions, asking around if you need to figure out what the intersection of the streets are, where she told you her house is. Agna, do you want to say anything to your party members about that interaction you just had?
Yeah, I do. So I kind of do the gather round, guys. I've got some info. Are we still at the tavern?
That's for you to decide.
Okay, we're just before we go. We're still at the tavern, and I say, see those tieflings over there? Like, don't look right now, tavern, especially not you. Just don't look obvious. Just notice them. One of them has given me this coin. Check it out. And they've invited me to a meeting at the Crimson Oasis.
Oh, that place was really great. I mean, I think you should go. I give it 5 stars.
Yeah. So I don't know what the meeting will be about, but I'm keen to go because they sound like they've got something to tell me, but they don't want to tell me here.
Does it have something to do with, tiefling talking to tiefling and the receptionist, or I didn't even get her name. Oh my god, I'm so rude. But the person working that greeted me at the Crimson Oasis was also a tiefling. She was this really pretty red, and I imagine maybe that's why. Maybe there are a lot of red tieflings there. That's why it's named that. But they seem pretty cool. I think you should go.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody want to come with me?
You got the feeling that they were not interested in any of the other members of your adventuring party.
Yeah, it feels
Okay.
like we might not be invited, Agna.
Might stand out too much.
But
I really like bathhouses anyway.
I'm a little nervous about you going off on your own in a strange town. Do you think you can handle it?
Oh,
Well, I think it would be okay. Like, but I'm just in case I get into some trouble. It would be good if someone came with me. And I know, Tavin, you've been there. So
I have. I don't know. I could go as myself, or I could disguise myself. I have that ability. Should I appear like a tiefling?
yeah. See, that could be good.
Okay.
And yeah, that would be good.
What color should I
And
be?
we could go.
Well, what's your favorite color?
Well, I like greens, but I've never seen a green tiefling before. Can tieflings even be green?
I think it's pretty much left up to interpretation. So, yeah, sure.
And we can hang out around. I mean, we're by the bathhouse. We can stay at the shadows, and you can send out a signal if you need us.
What should the signal be?
Break something.
Okay.
Grab like a candle and throw it out the window. I see fire and I look.
All right. I'm sure you'll hear us.
Yeah,
Or
or
you could
just
yell
scream.
out, break something. That might work too.
Okay. All right. Okay. So wait, do I have that? Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do have that spell prepared. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So Tavin casts Disguise Self and transforms into a deep foresty green tiefling with like kind of curling goat ears that would cut, but his ears look smaller now, but they go around his ears. Yeah.
So that meeting isn't until 11 o'clock. It's around
Fuck.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
But it's okay. I will
I'll
count you as not having cast it yet.
I'll just picture it. Tavin's just picturing it. He's like, oh my god, what should I look like?
It's gonna be great.
That's so gonna be great.
All right.
Well, if we're all waiting around here, I'm gonna go to the bar.
I think you guys were gonna head to Felicity's.
Oh, we're
unless
still doing
everybody's gonna stay out.
How far is Felicity's?
You're not sure. If you ask around, it's probably about like a 30-minute walk from here.
Okay.
So we can go
Settle
check in,
Yeah.
and then come back. Which then no one will see you turning into a tiefling, so that's convenient,
Yeah.
Tavin.
Yeah. Also, in case she mentioned that this place hasn't had anyone in a while, right? In case anything's moved in.
Yeah, she did say that it's her place, but she doesn't really. She hasn't been there in a while. That's what you know.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right, so you head that way. As you approach, there's still a little bit of light. So this far up in the world, you see kind of more ambient light in the atmosphere than you're normally used to. Like, it doesn't get all the way dark like from where your characters are from. It's kind of like, areas in the Arctic Circle where there are times of the seasons where it's full light at all times. It's not quite that much, but even around 8:30, 9 o'clock, there's still a good amount of light. And you walk up to the corner where Felicity said her house was, and you're met by a very large stone wall with a wrought iron fence atop that. So the stone wall is probably about 7 feet tall, with another 2 feet of wrought iron picket fence on top of that. And this property seems huge. If you observe this property from far enough back from the wall, you can see a very large house and large grounds surrounding it. From further back, from a good vantage point, there's a large cast iron gate at the very front, which has one very raggedy looking, very bored guard standing watch at this wrought iron fence, at the wrought iron gate. And there's a very large lock on the gate as well. This is the only place of residence that you can really see in the area.
You don't suppose he would just let us in, do you? I turn to the group.
Well, we can ask.
Doesn't hurt.
Let's name drop Felicity.
Who among us is very personable?
Oh, I am.
Perfect.
So I saunter up to the guard and I say, "Why, hello. Felicity sent us. She said we could stay here. What's your name?"
Charles, and you mean to tell me you know where Lady Felicity is?
Yes. Hello, Charles. We do know where she is. We met her in a cabin. Insert whatever town she's in.
She was in the in the countryside, not really in a town.
Yeah, in this little country area, in this cute little cabin, and she said she hasn't been here for a while, but she told us that we could stay here. We're kind of doing her a favor at the moment, and we need a place to stay.
Oh, yeah, of course, come in, please.
Oh, thank
and
you.
he hastily grabs his key ring, unlocks the lock on the gate, lets you all through, and then quickly locks it behind you. He rushes ahead, escorting you to the front of the mansion, really. So you can see now that you're inside the gates that this is a huge palace. But it's not in very good shape. The grounds are a bit overgrown. The windows on higher levels definitely look like they haven't been cleaned in a very long time, and you think you can see some broken panes where maybe a kid threw a rock through one of the windows and they just never fixed it. And as you walk forward, Charles is very quickly racing ahead of you so he can get to the door first. As soon as he's in the door, he calls out to let's see. Sorry. He calls out for Mr. Campion. Mr. Campion. He calls a few times and just inside of the door. Doesn't get a good response, and he says, "Well, I have to get back to my post, but just find Mr. Campion and tell him what you said, because we've been looking all over for Felicity. We haven't been able to find her, and we need her to come back."
Okay, well, thank you, and I'll be sure to talk to Mr. Campion.
Yeah, thank you for showing up. And he rushes back to his post. So you go inside. This is definitely a mansion. It has lush furnishings. Everything is pretty much covered in a layer of dust, though. You aren't... It's not so much that it's filthy, but it definitely is not well kept up. And it seems like there's not a soul in the whole place.
I holler out, "Mr. Campion!"
It echoes a little bit. And then you hear the labored breathing of an old man as he walks up the large staircase, coming from the lower levels. You see a gentleman who is in fine clothes that don't also look like they've been worn past their past the point of when they're fresh. Not necessarily dirty, just a little worn and ragged on the seams. And he is balding, white hair, human, a little hunched over, and time has definitely not been kind to him. He says, yes, what is it? Who are you? Did that boy Charles let in some vagrants again?
Not vagrants, Mr. Campion. We are friends of Felicity. I believe you know her as Lady Felicity, and we are doing a favor for her at the moment, and she said we were allowed to stay here for the duration that we are in town.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
He's a little less easy to talk to.
Let me pull up. Okay, persuasion. Where are you at? Okay, and I have advantage.
Great.
Or expertise. Is that how you say it?
Yes, I think.
11.
And that was with advantage?
Well, I didn't roll 2 times. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead and roll one more time.
Oh, is this for proficiency?
Okay. I'm just gonna give it to her, because...
20 total.
Okay, that's better. So he looks at you confused, and he says, Lady Felicity hasn't been in contact with us for 3 years.
She did mention that she hadn't been here in quite some time.
We've been lost without her. I mean, can't you see the horrible state this city is in without her?
What's been going on in the city?
Crime, gangs running the streets, all sorts of manner of bad things. We didn't used to have a guard at the gate at all times, but now we have no choice but to. Somebody.
What's Lady Felicity got to do with all this?
Yeah, what's their status or the status of this family?
Well, Lady Felicity is the ruler of Icewind. But she hasn't been here in so long. The government hasn't been able to run. No money for guards, no one to tell them what to do or where to go. It's just...
You didn't find a successor?
She didn't name one before she left. And there were no other members of her family after her parents died.
We were absolutely unaware of this.
Well, I'm glad you arrived, because we're going to hire somebody to look for her. I mean, all of the people that we've sent have mysteriously disappeared, but... Well, we would be happy to compensate you if you can somehow convince her to come back here. Or just to name someone to take over in her stead.
Well, we can certainly talk to her, but I can't promise that she will come back with us.
She's such a foolish girl. I bet the assassins that took her parents knew this would happen. Well, if you are going to help me return her to the city, then of course I will offer you lodging. We don't have much food considering our state, but there is a little money that we have in the treasury that we use to keep some of the staff around. I believe the cook can make you something simple, and you're welcome to take any one of the rooms. There are many on the upper floors. Just go find Pippa in the kitchen, and she'll get you something warm in your bellies. And
well, thank you, sir. That's very kind.
And I will send Mary up to your rooms to make sure you have fresh sheets and warm fires. He looks obviously perturbed that having finally realized that she's still out there, that Felicity is still out there, he's a little irritated that she's been shirking her duties so long. So, but he,
I kind of like to,
Go ahead.
I'd like to just kind of, while he's talking, I just want to turn to my adventuring companions and say, should we ask about Jasper, whether or not he knows Jasper from the university, and not say anything about the relationship?
Can't hurt.
Yeah, especially if we let them know that Jasper might be threatening Felicity and they can send us help. Deal with it.
All right. So, how do you want to pose that?
Just by the by, do you know anything about a fellow named Jasper? I think he worked at the university.
The name sounds familiar. Can you describe him?
He's human. That's kind of all I know. Felicity just mentioned him in passing. I just thought, maybe he might be able to shed some light on some stuff that's happened.
And
I think she described him as being fairly tall for a human with dark hair, and he sounded like he looked quite gross. With a bad attitude.
Oh. And this was a man she told you about? Oh. Oh dear. She had a dalliance with a professor from the university.
Oh, professor.
I hope you are not implying any kind of impropriety on her part.
Well,
Oh, no.
Matter of fact, I was like, you go, girl.
I only saw him very infrequently. They would sneak around so her parents wouldn't know. But
That's exciting.
I did see them have quite the argument after her parents were killed. And didn't see him after that point, but of course I didn't see her much after that point either. Happened around the same time. I think he was trying to force her into a marriage.
Well, okay. Well, it sounds like he still might be a problem. I think she seems to have kind of seen us as her proxies. And right now he is kind of a problem for us. I think it might be in your interest if you want to help get Felicity back to maybe. Is there anything that you could offer us to help us deal with it?
Deal with him? What?
Jasper.
What kind of threat does he pose to you?
You tell him?
He seems kind of a general threat to all, just in his everyday life. And we overheard he has a plot to foolishly awaken a dead dragon using dark magic.
What? Necromancy?
Necromancy.
Dear God. I don't have much at my disposal. We have only 3 guards, but I can offer you 1 to help you. And oh dear. I haven't seen him in quite a while, but if you believe him to be this much of a threat, I will offer you one of our guards.
If anything, I think it's good for you to know, since you live in this city and we're new here, you can keep your ears to the ground if you see anyone fitting his description.
Thank you. I will definitely make sure I and my staff are keeping an eye out. Now, I'm sure you all are very tired, as am I, so I will invite you to get some rest and take whatever comfort you need in this place, and you are welcome to stay as long as you need. But remember, I would like my little Lissy back soon.
Oh.
And he goes back down the stairs, clutching the railing as he goes down, with his labored breathing, his tired, age-worn body.
Oh my god.
What a sad man. Why would Felicity just shirk her responsibility to her family and her people like that?
Well,
Maybe she just needed a break.
being royal can feel like you're in a cage. Maybe she just wanted to be free.
Well, there are responsible ways to do that.
Yeah, for someone in her position, look at all the people that have, whose lives have gotten worse because she ran off. I'm not,
I agree with you, Tavin. I'm certainly not her #1 fan right now. But I guess everyone has their reasons.
Well, as nice as she is human.
I don't think she knows that Alya is human.
yeah, I don't think Anyway, I think Agna.
I do, but
Alya's special.
All right, where do you want to go from here?
Alya's gonna go find a room to settle down and meditate. Actual meditation. Not a euphemism.
Not yet. Not this
I wonder.
time.
I wonder. I turn to the group remaining. Like, I wonder if there are any of Felicity's old belongings here that could point us, like maybe a diary or a journal. Maybe she kept her thoughts about Jasper here.
Maybe.
Might be worth invading her privacy.
Yeah. Let's. Oh man, I feel bad dragging that old man back up. Maybe we can ask him where her old quarters were.
Isn't there a handmaiden coming up to see us soon?
As you say that, a girl rushes up the stairs, flustered, having been told that she needs to make 6 fires. 5 fires.
I can share a room with someone if that would, make less work for you.
So she is a halfling, a young, fresh-faced looking halfling, who she is scrambling up the stairs with a big bucket full of hot coals. She looks at you all with wide eyes, and she says, Oh dear, it's so exciting to have guests again. We haven't seen new people in so long. Oh no. Don't worry at all. Nice elven Man, I'm just happy that we have anyone staying here, and no, it's okay. If you want to stay in 2 rooms tonight, I'll make more fires. It's fine. And she is very giddy to see all of these colorful people having come through the door.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to be a burden.
Oh no, it's not a burden at all. I barely ever get to do anything. Oh, dear.
Why does she remind me of Felicity so much? Is everyone in this house like that?
Everyone here's so
Probably
nice.
her sister.
She's a halfling.
Oh, wait a minute.
Stepsister.
Adopted sister.
Yeah. So she's very excited to have guests at all. She looks very young for a halfling. Definitely, more of a girl's age rather than adult's age.
Mary, is it?
Mary Dulles, yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm Wren Kellogg.
Uh-huh.
We know Felicity used to live here. Do you happen to know where she would keep her things, like her private quarters?
Oh, well, I didn't work here when Felicity was here. I just got hired on because most of the staff left after about 6 months of her being gone, but I can show you to her quarters. We keep everything under sheets just to make sure it doesn't get too much dust when she's gone, but I can show you there, and you're welcome to look for whatever you need to look for.
That would be really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And she races up the stairs with surprising speed for a halfling. And she races down a couple of the corridors. You have to kind of jog to keep up with her. And she pulls out her key ring and opens up one of the doors to a bedroom that has been covered in mostly white sheets over all of the furniture and everything to make sure it doesn't accumulate too much dust. The sheets, of course, have accumulated a lot of dust in the last 3 years. And yes, this is Lady Felicity's bedchamber, and if you don't mind, I will go ready the rooms for you now. It's so exciting to have people here finally. And
Well, thank you again, Mary.
Thank you, Miss Kellogg. Oh, and she runs off.
It's nice to be called Miss again.
So you see there's a large, 4-post bed in the center of the room. There's what looks like the outlines of like a dressing table and a bookshelf and another table by the window. The light coming in from the window is very gray at this time of day because the window hasn't been cleaned in a long time. And the light coming in is pretty gray since it's getting to be later in the evening, but you are at your freedom to look around.
Okay, I look to see if there are any like written documents or maps, anything that she's written down or maybe like written in stash to try. I'm trying to find her secret diary, basically.
All right, make an investigation check.
I guess Agna and I was gonna ask. Tavin is nosy. He would be curious.
He can aid Wren.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it would be. I can aid, so you can roll his advantage.
Perfect. Okay, so I got a 15.
All right. You look around. You find a number. You look under the sheet that looks like it's over a table near the window, and you can see that there's what looks to be an alchemy set that she has left behind. It looks not as complex as the set that she has at the cabin. She has a bunch of vials and everything. It's still a bit of a mess, but everything's left there. And then if you look in the drawer, there are a number of pages that are written, have written notes of different formulas and everything, and things scratched out and rewritten, and it's a little bit of a mess. But that's the only handwritten kind of document you can find.
It looks like she was more of a scholar and an alchemist than a leader.
You find a bookshelf that has been mostly cleared of most of the books, and all you can find is a barely touched etiquette guide.
Pass. Been through enough etiquette classes.
Are there any locked cupboards or anything like that?
Locked cupboards. Make an investigation check as well.
Yevelda's gonna pick up the etiquette book and sort of flip through it.
Oh my gosh. I got a natural 1.
Oh, yeah, you don't find anything that's locked.
No.
Yevelda, it is called Miss Pettifer's Guide for Young Ladies. And it's like reading something from another world. Like science fiction, if that existed in this setting.
Wait, I lean over and I tell her, as she's flipping through the book, wait until you get to the part where they tell you to eat without making a sound.
Oh. Is that possible?
Hardly.
Oh my god.
You can tell Wren is very salty about it.
Tavin is just curious, like getting to know these nitty-gritty details of rich people.
Yep.
They're all crazy.
Irresponsible and I'm mad.
Alright, so that's about all you can really find in Felicity's room. It seems pretty much cleared out. Other than stuff that she didn't think important enough to take with her. So, what do you want to do from there?
What time is it?
I would
It's getting
say, yeah, about 10 o'clock.
And it would be a half hour back to the Crimson Oasis.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. It's so pretty.
Ooh.
Is that
Oh,
the pressed
yeah.
flower?
Yes.
That would be very pretty.
So pretty.
Right. All right. Half an hour walk back to the Crimson Oasis from here.
All right. So Agna and I, we still have some time before the meeting. What do you think about all this, Agna?
About the meeting or
the
about
meeting,
where
about
we
what
are?
learned about our friend.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that I don't blame Felicity. Like if she felt trapped or under pressure, I don't blame her for wanting to take off and have a new life. And I still want to get hold of this Jasper dude, because regardless of who you are, you just can't go around bullying people. And I've just had enough of bullies. So I really want to get to the bottom of it. And I reckon at that meeting that we go to, there might be some people that hung out at university, or who knows. Like, I just want to find out, get to the bottom of this dude.
Or anyone who's had dealings with Jasper. Yeah. Seems like he's been kind of combing through the underworld. I'd like to get a bit more of that perspective.
Yeah, and you know, now that we know that Felicity was actually quite important in this town, I'm not sure whether we should mention that to anybody or whether we should just keep that to ourselves or drop her name in passing. I'm not sure how to go about that. What do you think?
Is that to the entire group?
Yeah, to everyone.
I don't think we should mention it. I want to stay low. I want to stay low key and incognito.
If anyone who's working for Jasper overhears us talking about Felicity, it's likely he'll know our positions immediately.
True.
And the longer we hold on to Felicity's name, the better it'll be if we come into a moment where we have to pull her name out for any clout. So this is outside of here. So save it. It could be strategic.
Well, how about we concoct a plan where we are actually looking for a necromancer to heal animals, like what we were talking about before. And that way, if we kind of have a feeling that Jasper might be into that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Like put out a false, like kind of hiring post. Yeah.
As long as that.
We're new to town. We need these services. We don't know where to ask for that, but that the High Oak Inn sounds like a good place to start.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right. So what are you guys doing from here?
Well, I'm keen to go to that meeting tonight.
Yeah.
So I might make a start wandering back to town.
Okay. And Tavin is going to go with you as well?
Yeah, you're not going alone, Agna. I'll go and I'll disguise myself.
And I'll hover outside.
Okay.
In the shadows.
I'll head to the bar and the place that they're going to is close by each other, right?
The Sour Broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will pop into the tavern and get a drink and start asking around on the low for a necromancer.
Okay. Yevelda, what are you planning on doing?
Reading that etiquette book.
yeah, I might just take that with me for some light reading. I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna kind of casually walk around the exterior of the Crimson Oasis. Yep. And yeah, keep an eye out.
Okay. So everybody's going back into town, basically. All right. So you head out. As you pass the rooms that are being prepared for you, you see Mary in a tizzy getting all of the rooms ready, and you actually see with her another woman. You see Pippa, who is a human. She's pretty stout. And she is also helping with the sheets since there are so many guests now and they need to prepare the rooms for you. Mary calls out as you leave, "Oh, Are you leaving so soon?
Well, we're just stepping out. Got some business to take care of in town still before everyone goes to sleep. We'll be right back.
Oh, you're going to take one of the guards with you though, right? I heard that Roger was going to give you one of the guards. It's very dangerous at night. You should be very careful.
When we need it, I don't think we should take the guard now, guys.
I think this is a hint to take the guard.
I don't think.
I think this is a very strong hint to take.
We could
take
check
him for
the
a
guard
drink.
out.
We could all you could take the guard out for a drink.
Yeah, me and him will go to the bar and I'll entertain him while I also ask around.
Okay, well, I'll call down the stairs for him. Hopefully he'll hear me. And she goes to the top of the stairs and screams, "Jonas!" At the top of her lungs. What?
I screamed after her. Tell him plain clothes, no uniform.
Jonas, you gotta change. And then
She yells so loud, she jumps up.
yeah, pretty much to feel like she's speaking louder than she actually is. But it's a pretty loud noise coming out of her. Surprisingly loud for her halfling stature. And a boy of about 17 comes up the stairs. He's, fastening the button at the neck of his shirt and pulling on a coat as he's coming up the stairs. And he says, "All right, are you the adventurers who have come to get our Felicity back?"
Alya's disappointed he's so young. She's like, "Yeah, we are. Come on, kid, you're coming with us." She grabs him by the shirt and pulls him. No, not like that. She curves. She yanks him to get his feet going.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to know that Alya does have a limit.
Good to know.
No babies.
Make a perception check.
Do I add anything? I forget if I add anything.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, a 9.
You don't notice anything yet.
Okay.
Like about Jonas or about the general surrounding?
About Jonas.
Oh, okay. Is it the thing that Alya's not noticing is that he's still in his uniform?
No.
Okay, good. Whew.
That would
We're
be.
not all
You wouldn't have to make a check to see if he was,
just making sure.
All right. So he actually guides you through some, alleyways to get to this place a little faster. Are you guys going to the Sour Broad first or to the Crimson Oasis first?
Jonas and I will head off to the Sour Broad.
Okay.
I lean into Jonas. Kid, have you ever had a drink?
Of course I have. And he's like trying to act really cool.
Insight check. Or do I need an insight check for that? To tell if he's lying?
Yeah, also roll a perception check.
Perception? Oh, okay.
What are you, Jonas?
At this point, I'm just... Tavin isn't... I guess was more of like leaning in to just like rib him and just like make fun of him.
That's fine.
All right, perception. 10. Wow.
He totally has a boner.
Young man.
Alya's seen it all before.
I rolled for dumb luck, Because sometimes I like try to see how likely something is to happen, and I rolled a 20.
Oh my god. Hey, kid, you might want to check the downstairs.
He looks down and he's like, "Oh god, not again."
This is like This is like one of his nightmares come to life.
All your rolls are eyes, and I was like, everybody gets them. Get over it. Come on.
You can't tell because of the dim light, but his face is bright red all the way down to his neck.
I have dark vision. I can
Yeah, I have dark vision too.
Oh my god. Okay. So, but you get the feeling that, yeah, he has had a drink before because he's not that young. I mean, it's still a fantasy setting, so.
They start drinking at like 7 here.
It's small beer. It's like 3-2.
I mean, he could be a prude.
It's child size. It's the size of a child.
It's roughly the size of a 2-year-old child if that child were liquefied.
That's probably true.
All right, so you guys head off to the Sour Broad. The rest of you, if you're going to try to sneak, I would like stealth checks, please.
Yep.
All right.
21.
Nice.
Great.
17.
Okay.
6.
I only got 14.
Okay. So, Agna, you're not really trying to stealth because you're supposed to be here.
And Tavin, you're a tiefling now.
Yes, I had cast Disguise Stealth, and I am a forest green tiefling, and I'm like, oh my god, I have horns.
And a tail.
I mean, I know they're fake, but like, this is so cool.
And you cast Seeming?
It Disguise Self.
Disguise Self. Okay, cool.
So it is purely visual.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. So Yevelda, what are you trying to do with that low roll?
I'll just sort of like, I'll try to like sort of blend in with like the people walking around, you know, just kind of casually, maybe lean up against the side of the building, thinking that no one is noticing me.
Casual half-orc.
Yeah, just casual half-orc.
Just your regular old half-orc wandering around town.
Nothing to see here.
All right, so you're just wandering around, trying to look not suspicious.
Read your book.
Oh yeah, I'll take my book out and start reading it.
Okay. Wren is pretty successful blending in. How exactly do you want to do that?
I want to. I want to keep an eye on the door and at least one of the alleyways behind where Agna and Tavin are going to be having this meeting. Particularly, like, at least like scoping one area of the perimeter, probably away from where Yevelda is, but still with Yevelda in my line of sight. So I want to just casually like blend into the shadows and produce my knitting.
Okay.
I'm just knitting in the dark. I like a challenge.
You are knitting
I have dark
lace
vision.
in the dark.
I have dark vision.
All right.
That
It's
would be
black yarn.
So good. We're in the dark. Oh man. Just realization.
I like a challenge.
Yeah. All right. So you successfully blend into the dark area of an alleyway. You have a good view on Yevelda. You can see your friends approaching the door of the Crimson Oasis. How are you guys going to play this?
Okay. turn to Tavin and now Tavin, promise me you will act cool. Don't do anything goofy. Try not to talk.
I won't talk.
Like just be cool. Okay. Let me do the talking, okay?
I don't know if that's possible.
Promise me.
I will try.
Okay. All right. As long as you try. I'll give you some sideway eyes if you muck up.
If they ask, yeah, say that, you thought you'd bring up +1.
Okay. All right. I'll tell them that you're my cousin from out of town as well.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
So I walk up to the entrance, and that coin that the tiefling gave me, I want to kind of like show that and say, I'm here to meet some people, and I kind of like am playing with the coin in my hand.
Okay. So
Oh.
a blue tiefling answers the door. He kind of pokes his head out because it is after normal business hours. He pokes his head out, looks around at the surroundings. Your stealth was a 6, Yevelda. He rolled a 7 on perception.
Just reading my book.
And you two, you didn't come with any other friends?
Just my cousin from town. This one.
How do I know you didn't steal that coin?
Well, I was at the pub. Someone approached me. I think they noticed my horns. And I was traveling with a bunch of adventurers. But the person who gave me, the tiefling who gave me the coin, said I might be interested in something that they had to say.
Who gave you the coin? Can you describe him?
It was a tiefling. I can't actually remember their name. My memory's not that good. But they didn't tell me about the coin. They pressed it into my hand. And I was asking about a necromancer at the time.
His demeanor changes when you say that. And he grabs you by the arm and pulls you into the door and ushers Tavin to come in after you. And closes and locks the door behind you. You can't go throwing around that kind of words on the street, okay?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Tavin leans in. You were telling me to be cool. Where did this bastard self me?
Okay. This tiefling is going to say, but I'll show you to him, okay? He's in the basement with the others.
Okay.
And you get led down like a series of corridors and stairs and everything down into the cellar of the bathhouse. And it's most like the ceiling is very low in parts, and there are a lot of foundation poles underneath it, so it can hold up the weight of the actual baths in the bathhouse. And you see a very colorful group of tieflings assembled. A lot of them are drinking wine. They're eating fresh fruit and a lot of lush foods that have been prepared, and it seems to be more of a social gathering, but you can tell that there's kind of an air of they're waiting for something. This tiefling comes down. The tiefling that greeted you at the door leads you down. And he brings you to a red tiefling with black eyes, who is flanked on either side by both male and female tieflings who seem to be fawning over him.
Okay. I was going to ask, do I recognize the person who greeted me when I was going into the bath? Is she in the crowd?
Yes, you do see her.
I will try to avoid her gaze.
Well, you look completely different.
I know, but what if I panic?
All right, so sorry, there was a really hilarious YouTube comment.
Oh.
Okay, Jenna saw it.
Oh.
If you rewatch it and you look like a couple of minutes ago, and I look over and I smile really big, and I look back, I was smiling at that comment. It was very funny.
You guys are so good at the multitasking. I can't I can't watch chat and play and mind the character sheet.
I have 5 windows open right now.
Yeah, I've got 6. All right, so you see the woman who previously welcomed you into the place. Also a red tiefling. She's on the other side of the room. She also seems to be surrounded by admirers. She has an air to her. She has a very commanding presence. As does this red tiefling who you've been introduced to. The blue tiefling guides you over and says, Skax. And the red tiefling looks up at him, a little annoyed, expectantly. He says, "These new friends are looking for a necromancer." And he stands up, apologizes to the people he was talking to, and walks over to you to talk to you guys in a more secluded area. Roll an insight check.
Both of us?
Insight.
Oh my god, I'm terrible today.
They're great. Total of 20? Not natural 20.
Well, that's good because I only got a total of 5.
Oh. Tavin, you do not like the looks of this guy. He seems like a big creep. He seems like the kind of people who you knew in prison, who were into some really shady stuff. He smiles at you guys with these brilliant white teeth and says, "How can I be of service?"
So no one else, I just kind of grab Agna's arm.
No need to be afraid, dear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just passing through. We heard that there might be a necromancer living in these parts.
You're talking to him, sweetheart.
Oh. Is there just one of you, or do you have a few?
I have a number of students. We have a little church
What sort
here.
of things do you...
Go ahead. Sorry.
What sort of creatures do you tend to bring from the dead?
Any that have passed away before their own time. Naturally.
Like, could you say bring back a little swamp dragon?
I have before. People love their pets.
Yeah, I know. What about a full-on dragon?
It would be more difficult, but I don't see why not. We're very skilled at this. But it would be unwise. Dangerous.
Do you think that's something that you'd be interested in doing?
No. I am perfectly happy here. Look at this wonderful group we have assembled. And as he says that, a tiefling of a lighter red shade, more of a pink shade, gets up in the front and claps his hands and says, "All right, everyone. It's time for the ceremony. Everybody, including Skax, he pats Agna, pats Tavin on the arm, and walks over to the group that he had previously been with. And the pink tiefling says, "It's time to speak all of the wrongs that have been done to our kind in this last week. And to speak the names of those so we can bring an end to them who have done wrong to our kind. They say we are hell beasts. Let us prove it to them." And you can see that the people in the audience are ascribing to this. A number of people start to speak up and tell stories of how they have been discriminated against. Some things are as simple as being given a partially burnt bun at the bakery. And the name of the baker is said aloud. It seems like the whole organization is filled with hatred. It doesn't take you long to feel very uncomfortable by this situation. And as more of these affronts are recounted, you can feel the group getting angrier and angrier. starts to feel a little bit dangerous for you to be here. Like a riot could break out at any moment. And you can feel this strong anger, strong hatred coming from these people easily. Every person you see in here is a tiefling. And almost everyone speaks up. They comfort each other as they tell these stories, but you can tell that there's kind of a martial quality to them, like they're a group of vigilantes who are fighting against this. You even see some children who have accompanied their parents, and a few of the children are encouraged to speak, pushed into the center of the room and told, tell them what you told me, okay? And they speak up, sometimes even calling out their classmates, their neighbors. Others will shout out, yes, I know him. He's been a trouble to me. We should end him now. Seems like there's a point system that they keep in mind for these crimes against the race. That it's only a matter of time before this kind of behavior will get you killed.
I'm kind of thinking, I sort of whispered to Tavin, do you think I should say anything about Jasper? I could drop his name, see what they say.
I might just mention, don't mention anything about his powers, but maybe, like you were traveling and you got attacked by this person and he said something about you being a tiefling.
Yeah, I could just make up a story.
Yeah.
But as long as his name's there.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
All right. So I kind of nervously look around and kind of say, yeah, and I know a bully named Jasper Orion, and kind of look a little bit.
Make a perception check.
Sorry, you froze up. What did you say?
Make a perception check, please.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling terribly today. A 10.
You don't see anybody really take note.
Okay.
What do you want to say about Jasper?
He's a human who...
As you say human, a lot of the people scoff, spit on the ground. That's a dirty word in these parts.
Yeah. Human. And he ruined a friend's house and beat her up. And I'm careful not to tell them about...
They are nodding. A lot of them look displeased to hear about this. Make a deception check.
Oh, that's better. 23 altogether.
All right.
Oh,
That's
so,
better.
So that's really good. Yeah, they're all really believing you.
nice. Go back now.
Tavin, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. $13.
Yeah, you don't see it either. So, yeah, they accept that, and the ceremony goes on for a little while longer. Tavin, did you want to speak up at all?
No. Did I say something, Agna?
Yes, but maybe also say about Jasper. Make up a different story.
I was with her, and that human Jasper followed us, and then like we were just in the woods, and he tried to rob us.
And make a deception check.
Hey. How about 17?
Okay, yeah.
No, I have a -1 charisma modifier.
That's pretty good. All right, so you throw that out there, and they're shaking their heads, they're spitting on the ground, they're, they seem very displeased by these stories you're telling, and make a perception check.
All right. 16.
Skax, who you were talking to earlier, the necromancer, is nowhere to be seen.
All right, Agna, there's something up. What about... Okay, so the ceremony looks like it's kind of like coming to a close. We're one of the last people to speak.
Yeah.
So Stax disappeared. Should we stick her? Okay, I think we should go after him, but do we want to wait until it's over and we leave with people, or do we want to slip out now? There's something up. I think he has something to do with Jasper.
I think so too. I think so too. I don't think we should make any trouble while we're here, but now that we know his name, we should go back and tell the others that maybe Stax to keep an eye out for him at the tavern next time we're there. And just to get some more info maybe.
Well, if he's a necromancer, what if he disguises himself outside of here?
True. I hope it's not Jasper. Do you think he's...
Follow him out of here.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
But should we go now, or should we wait until people start leaving so we can slip out?
Well, did you see where he went? You didn't see where he went?
Do I see any of his entourage still in here?
Yeah, there are a couple. There are a couple of the tieflings who were hanging out with him still around.
All right, Agna, let's go up. I go up and ask, we were talking to, was his name Stax or Skax? Sorry.
Skax.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we were just, we didn't get to finish our conversation with Skax earlier. Do you know where he's gone?
Make a deception check.
16?
They said, we didn't see. I'm sorry. He left pretty quickly. We were a little busy. Sorry.
Does he normally do that? Is that
He's a very busy man. You have to understand. He doesn't
Well,
have time for just anybody who walks in.
we get a card or anything?
No. You can usually find him here, though.
Well, all right, then we'll come back.
Right? And there are a number of stairways going up out of this basement area. You're not sure, if you followed one of the ones that you were unfamiliar with, where you would go, what you would find. The way you got in here was kind of confusing and turned you around, and it's a bit of a labyrinth. Even getting down to this basement area, you don't know if you should really poke around too much. So, as you guys were in the meeting, Yevelda, not too long after your friends disappear into the bathhouse, the same blue tiefling comes out and looks around for you again. Go ahead and roll another stealth check, because I am a nice DM.
Ooh, okay. 17.
Okay. So, he's obviously looking around for you. He can't find you.
Yes.
So...
I'm invisible.
And...
Are you standing so incredibly still that you could be in the same room as him and very slowly eat a chip and he would have no idea you were there? Everybody go see Infinity Wars.
So yeah, you are able to hide from his gaze, and you feel really cool, like Agna, because people never seem to notice her. So you're like, this is so awesome. And he goes back into the bathhouse. Are you guys doing anything other than just keeping watch? It's been about 30-45 minutes.
I'll probably start circling the building and trying to maybe put my ear up to the wall to see if I hear anything.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. There's
I still do stuff with my stealthiness.
Dirt and water between you and the meeting. Though around the 45-minute mark, you do hear people start to come up the stairways and start to leave the building. Wren, you're still knitting in the dark?
Yeah, but I have slowed, and I do look up, and I look very intently at everyone filing out, to see if anyone, stands out.
Okay. Go ahead and make an perception check. Make a perception check.
That is a 20.
Okay, you see a very colorful group of tieflings. They come out about 2 at a time, and there's a few minutes between each group that comes out. It definitely looks like they're trying not to make it seem like there's a bunch of tieflings in there, but as you count in your head, there's 15, 20 people who come out, and seems like there's definitely more in there. You don't see anyone particularly shady. I mean, a lot of these people are unfamiliar to you, so... They all seem very familiar with the surroundings, and they quickly kind of blend into the surroundings, and you don't keep eyes on them for very long after they come out of the door. Alright, so people are starting to file out, albeit slowly. Agna and Tavin, what are you guys planning on doing? There were probably about 50 people in this gathering. 50 tieflings.
Which stairways are they using?
The one that you came down.
No one's
Mostly.
going to any of the other ones?
Not really.
Should we try it?
Are there still people milling around the food?
Yeah. It's a little...
I'm just going to go and...
Go ahead.
And kind of pick at the plate of food and there's anything that is worthwhile noting.
Say that again, sorry.
Oh, I want to just mill around the food and have some food and listen in on the conversations to see if there's anything worth noting that's said.
Nothing jumps out to you. People definitely seem to be still a little angry. Some people are making plans like, oh yeah, I bet we could catch him while he's on his walk home. I know he takes the bridge over the river. We could easily push him in. Nobody would be able to tell. In a crowd, nobody would know. And there are those kind of shady conversations, but nothing strikes you as extra shady. Nothing about necromancy.
Okay, in that case... Sorry, what was that?
Nothing about necromancy.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I just put some berries in my pocket and sort of motion to Tavin that we should go up a different stair quite aloofly, as if we've never been here before and we don't know the drill.
Okay.
All right, just let's be quick about this because my disguise spell is going to wear off soon.
Okay.
All right. Are you guys going to try to sneak? Or are you just going to do it?
Yes. Okay. No sneak, but sneak quickly.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for stealth.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yes.
5 altogether. What did you get?
I got a 2 plus my bonus, so I'll make it 8.
That's I got 5.
As you go for one of the other staircases, somebody goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're new here. We usually go out this way. I can show you out." And they
thank you so much. Also, I might have had a bit too much to drink.
And
sorry.
They put both their hands on your backs and lead you out, practically pushing you out of the door.
Okay.
All right. So, Alya, you and Jonas are at the Sour Broad. Is there anything you want to do in particular there?
Yeah, I'd like to order a drink from the bartender, and then I want to kind of give him my sob story about a beloved family pet dying, and try and see if I can get him to, whoever the bartender is, to tell me suggest a necromancer.
Okay. Yeah, there's a man in a, bit of a grimy shirt with his sleeves rolled up. He seems to be a little annoyed that you're talking him up, and he's like, "Lady, I can't really help you with that. I don't know anything about that, but you shouldn't really throw that kind of stuff around. I mean, people kind of frown on it around here." I couldn't care less, but
I kind of like sob into my beer, and I start talking to the person next to me, like, "No one knows who can help me to bring my poor dog back."
Make a deception check.
Okay. Deception +2. Okay. 19.
The person next to you kind of like gets up, and they're like, "I'm really sorry for your loss," and walks away. Like, they believe you, but they don't want to be around you in this bar. Not today, not in this bar. What is Jonas doing as you're telling this story?
Jonas is standing awkwardly behind me, and so I glare at him. I go, "Go away, you're ruining everything."
Sorry, ma'am. And he goes away. He buys himself a pint of ale and stands in the corner, like, drinking it and keeping an eye on you.
I give him the side eye, and I kind of mutter to myself, "He's messing up my mojo."
All right. So you tell some people the story, but you don't really get anybody who can help you with what you seek. You get some people who are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, tell me all about them," and then you have to make up a bunch of random shit about this pet that you never had. But yeah, you find some sympathetic people, but you don't find anybody who can help you find a necromancer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so at this point, outside of the Crimson Oasis, Yevelda and... Nope. Well, yeah, Yevelda and Wren are standing outside, but Agna and Tavin are ushered out by a tiefling who then closes the door behind them, and they're left outside of the Crimson Oasis. So, what are you guys doing after you're done inside of the bathhouse?
Whew. Oh my god, that was stressful, Agna. I'm not sure if that was a good idea.
I think it was. I think we've got some good leads, I think we should tell the others.
Yes.
About what's his name? Stacks. Snacks.
Skax.
Mr. Looking like a snack.
Yeah.
Gotta say. Also, Agna was like, "Oh man, that was so cool. Being green, and I like seeing so many people. But also, I think your lavender's still the prettiest."
Oh, that's sweet.
It's more of an aubergine, I think. All right,
let's go find others.
All right.
Yeah, let's go find the others.
So, Yevelda and Wren, you see your friends come out of the bathhouse. but you guys are still pretty well hidden.
And Jonas and I, we walk out of the bar to try and find you guys.
Okay. If you want to try to find your friends, Agna and Tavin, you can roll an investigation check, or you guys can just come out of the shadows if you want your friends to find you.
I want to see if anyone's watching them first.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
All right. Well, I got a nat 1, so.
You have no idea.
But
I'll
yeah,
just go-
I come out of the hiding.
I'll just go bumbling towards them. Hey guys!
I was gonna say I got a 20 on the I got a total of 20 on the investigation.
Total of 20 on it. So you find your friends. You guys are all reunited, including Alya. Are you guys having this? Are you guys reuniting right outside of the Crimson Oasis, or like a little further down?
Further
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
Away from the building.
Okay, great. So everybody's back together. I'm sure you tell them the tale of this experience you had down there.
And now that I know everything that's happened, I say, guys, this Stacks guy is obviously Jasper.
Oh.
He's a professor. He's a necromancer.
He didn't say anything about being a professor, did he?
Yeah. While you guys just told us that while you were in the Red Oasis, he said he was a professor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so nervous that I forgot that information.
He said he had students, but he didn't say he was a professor.
Oh.
I wonder if Jasper is one of his students.
But,
It's hard to keep up a disguise for that long.
But the old man in Felicity's mansion said that Jasper was a professor.
Yeah, Jasper.
Yeah, but Skax isn't necessarily a professor. I mean, he sounds like he's a student. But if his main shtick is necromancy, maybe...
Maybe Jasper wanted to learn some.
Yeah, and maybe it'd be kind of hard to be a legit professor of necromancy given all the hush-hush about it we've heard here.
Well, I wasn't suggesting he'd be a professor of necromancy, just that he was a professor and that he also does necromancy. But, okay, maybe I jumped the gun a little bit.
No, I'm with you, Alya. I think that I got a really strange vibe.
I mean, yeah, he's not a good person.
Yeah. I know that there'd have to be some connection. I'm getting a real strange feeling about that. There has to be some connection between Jasper, because when I said my story, he was nowhere to be seen. And when Tavin said his story, he was nowhere to be seen. So I think that he either recognized us or I'm not sure. But I know I was told he hangs out at the Crimson Oasis, so we could go back another time and try and maybe take you.
I don't know if I would be welcome, but I definitely think that he's our best lead.
I can disguise myself as a different tiefling next time. I'm not. Do we have anyone else who could, especially make Agna look different? I'm not sure if you're safe now that you've mentioned Jasper, or.
I don't think any of you guys have disguise capabilities.
Or disguise.
I don't.
I just want to kill this guy and get it over with. This is just.
Maybe we could find the university that he worked at and see if anyone looks familiar.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he works there anymore, so he might not be on good terms with them.
And also, I just have a question. Agna has a question, because I can't remember. When Felicity was telling us about the group that raided her house, did she mention that there were any tieflings?
She did not. She
Okay.
said there were humans, dwarves, a half-orc, but no tieflings.
Huh.
And she would have
right.
mentioned it because she definitely seemed like fascinated by you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, Alya's intelligence is not that high, so take her suggestions as you will.
It's definitely Jasper in disguise, guys.
I was so sure. When he said
That
students,
was a
I
good
was
theory. I saw your face go up when I mentioned that some of these tieflings could go into disguise as soon as they come out.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, it's really late. I think we've earned a good night's rest, and we should think on this in the morning with fresh heads.
All
I
right.
think so too.
So you guys, all together, including Jonas, go take the long walk back to Felicity's house, and that is where we will end the adventure tonight.
All right.
All right.
Oh wait, one more. Can I do one more? As we're walking, I just sidle up to Jonas and I elbow him and oh, did you have a good time?
He looks at you like, yeah, sure, man. I don't know, whatever. He's blushing a lot.
Ooh. I'm gonna need details later. I'm just messing with him.
Roll deception.
Wait, what exactly are you rolling for him?
Perception.
For him?
Yeah.
Oh.
To see if you're lying, or to see if you're messing with him.
Oh, okay. I should roll perception or deception? I'm sorry.
You rolled deception. I rolled perception.
Oh, okay. I rolled a 17.
Yeah. He's like, okay, man, I'll totally. Oh God, we really didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Man, you missed out, dude.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So thank you all for joining us for this next chapter of our adventure. We're so happy to have all of you adventuring with us, and we will see you all next week. We will be down one Shanel, but hopefully I'll be able to scrounge up a guest to fill in the spot, and we might have somebody else joining us for the adventure. Just so you know, next week we will be on, but the week after that we will be off. We will not be streaming. So there will be a gap between episodes 4 and 5 because I'm getting married.
Yay!
So yeah, Dungeon Master will be on honeymoon and does not want to DM from wherever we'll be. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful night. Happy adventuring.